There we go. Hey YouTube, Steve from Team Purple Panda. I want to make a response video for you guys to talk about my experience at the YCS on Monday. But as you guys know, YCS takes a chunk out of you. So I was pretty much wiped. My team was pretty much wiped until today, where I got my big bag of Skittles and I'm ready to make some videos. So instead of going through this video and talk about my deck list and stuff like that, I want to go ahead and post my deck list below. So if you're interested in seeing what I ran and whatnot, just go check out the description. You'll see it right there. So a quick shout out to 3Z Inferno. That's Wilson saying, allow you number ready. That's that. Saturday we woke up early and showed around 8 o'clock a.m. And the tournament did not start until 1 because of the sheer amount of people that we had. So, you know, that kind of sucks. I mean, if you start a tournament at 1, that means you expect to end around like, you know, 1 a.m. which actually did happen. So, you know, we just kind of show in the morning. We walk around, trade, took a nap, we ate, and we just talk to people all morning. So I'm so happy to see a lot of you guys out there. So that's that. And round 1 finally started. So round 1 I played against this guy named Sylvester. I got my notes right here. And he was playing NT Insectors. Now I was playing Insectors, playing this deck called NT Insectors. He did not have any side deck. He did not have any extra deck. And basically what his deck was 3 Banishers, Wang Hu, 2 Shadow Imprisoned Mirror, and 3 Macrocosmos. The reason why he ran it is because his little brother plays in sectors, so he just want to troll his little brother. And he joined a tournament, I guess, for the mat, but either way, it was just a fun game. Game 1, I won Hopper, equipped Sword, 25 beater, and I just beat him down with it. He had no outs. He ended up just sitting sit on the king, get ran over, sit on the king, get ran over, and it was just pretty bad. Game 2, he was kind of funny. I started in like back row removal and 2 snowman eaters. He went draw. He went summon banisher, set 4, card destruction, and I'm like, okay. So I lost a dragonfly and I lost a centipede. And then I drew into Gorz and I drew into Snowman Eater. So when it's my turn, I go draw, and he draws, he attacked, I go Gorz. He went Dark Hole my Gorz. So I'm like, okay, cool. Then I draw again and I set a Snowman Eater, and he couldn't get past the Snowman Eater. He summoned a Wang Hu, he attacked into it, he lost the Wang Hu, then he just couldn't get around it. Until I got my Decree, then I set my Decree, then I drew into my Dragonfly, and I drew into my Hornet. It was like 5 turns later, and then I went Decree and it went off on him. And it was pretty nutty at that point. But it was pretty funny. That's that. He was a nice guy, you know, good artist. He have a customized man and everything, but that's that. Round 2 took forever to set up, but when it did happen, I played against this local cat in Sacramento named Will, and he used activate chain disappearance, saying is that somehow, some kind of ruling or whatever, I lost my Hornet, and I drew 2 more Hornets, so I lost all 3 Hornets from my hand, so it's a -3, and I couldn't really come back from that. I made a strong comeback of, like, you know, this and that, but I couldn't do anything with it. So that's that. Game 3, he had like a light on the field, and he had something in the grave, and then I'm like, okay, cool, either kill the light and, you know, and then like OTK him next turn, or I attack directly and OTK him next turn. But I was afraid of Caius. I don't know why I was afraid of Caius. I was just like, I'm afraid of Caius. And if I hit a Caius, he can just go Caius, remove, bring out, you know, bring out like something else nutty, and then, you know, go for like mass damage. So I'm like, I don't want that to happen. So what ended up happening is like, okay, I'll kill the light, and the most he can bring out is a BOS, and that should be still good. So I kill the light, he go draw, then he went BOS. I'm like, oh, BOS, you're cool. Then he go Torgai into Acid Golem. Game 3, I played against my first hero matchup. He was playing the stun version, so he did not run the Bubble Man version. And basically, game 1 we were both low. He topped that Reborn and he won. Game 2, I start first. I have a pro setup, so he couldn't really do anything. So that was that. Game 3, he drew, and then he went Duality into an Alias. And then he got the Alias, then he sent one end turn. I drew, and then I go, okay, cool. An MST is face down, which was I think it was an MST. So I'm like, alright, cool. Then I set a Call of the Hunted, and then I set a warning, and I set a Heavy Storm, and I said Snowman Eater, and I go. He drew. He set 4 back rows and turn. I'm like, alright, cool. I draw and I just end it. He drew, summon Alias, attacked, and before he declared an attack, he'll declare an attack, anything, I go nothing. Then he activates Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, and then I'm like, okay, cool. And he ran into Snowman Eater, and then he goes, because he had Gemini Spark in hand. But anyway, Snowman Eater, destroy Alias. I'm like, good. I drew, then I went flip Heavy Storm. He flipped Starlight Row, and I flipped Warning, and wiped the whole back row, and just went off on him. And he was like kind of salty at that point. But it's a nice guy. But I did pro play that's heavy, which is pretty funny. Round 4, I played against an Insector mirror match. Let's see what the name is. I didn't put down his name. Richard. There we go. I played Richard. Yeah. Insector mirror match. So game 1, he drew no Insectors other than 2 Hornets, and he topped that into 3 Maxx C back to back to back. I drew no Hornets, but I got Hopper and Centipede and Fly, and all I did was just summon, beat. So he got beat down with Hopper, Centipede, and the Fly. David Exceed just beat him down with it. Game 2 opened with Fly and Hopper. And this is when I found out that you can use Hopper first turn. And you got Fly, Hopper, Fly, Centipede, and equip a sword. I draw, and I went Dragonfly, Hornet, and so I destroy his field and make my field look like his field, except I plus way more than he did. But after that, I said, so he had no defense. So he pushed with no defense. Then I pushed, but I had defense. I have a Veiler in hand, and I got an enemy controller. So I set the enemy controller. He drew. He summons Centipede, activate effect, equip Hornet, pop my Centipede. I chain enemy controller, take my tribute my Centipede, take his monster. I search, and at that point he just pretty much lost. Alright, so round 6, I play against Cody. And he played Insectors, a really weird Insectors. Game 1, he summoned a Centipede, and then he didn't equip anything, and he go Duality into Solemn Warning, set an extra card. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. And I drew, and I summoned Hopper, trying to bait out like the Warning, and he didn't Warning. So I'm like, okay, the other one must be a Phoenix Chain or something else. So I want to bait that out too. And let's see what it is. So I went Foolish for a Hornet, activate effect. He went Divine Wrath, pitch a Veiler. So I'm like, Divine Wrath? What the heck? So he ran Divine Wrath. He mains 3 Divine Wrath. He mains 2 Threatening Roars. He mains 2 Dust Tornado, 3 MST. It's just a weird Insector build. Just weird Insector build. I don't know how the heck he managed it, but he did. Game 2, I went into stun mode. I essentially just went summon Hopper, equip with sword, and I have chain, warning, Veiler, all that stuff to stop him. So he could do nothing. Game 3, like he basically, like what Game 3 happened is he kind of showed me how sacky he is. So essentially, he went summon Hornet and set 3 back rows, activate, and trying to bait out stuff. I'm like, okay, no Veiler. So he equipped Dragonfly, activate sword, so his back row is completely full of a 1300 monster in the field. And I'm like, cool, draw. Then I set a Dragonfly, end my turn. And then he couldn't get around my Dragonfly for at least 5 turns until I draw my outs. And then I essentially wipe his entire field. He has nothing in hand. And then he goes draw. Then he goes summon Dark Arm. I'm like, okay, cool, you're good. And then he goes attack, and I'm at 100 life points. Then he blind allure into a back row, and set the back row, which was a Solemn Judgment. How lucky are you to blind allure into a free Solemn Judgment? So that's what he did. And then I go draw, mind control, pop your back row, Dragonfly, pop the dad, so I'm going for, and he was like 3,300 life points. So I couldn't finish him off, but at the end of the day, what ended up happening was that I go, okay, cool. I have a setup. I have a Dragonfly, a Centipede, a card equipped, and I have like something in my hand. And let's see what you sack into. So the only thing he can win when you sack into, you can sack into a Dragonfly. Or round 7, another Insector mirror match. This is my 3rd one so far, and right now it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was completely destroyed, but I'm like, you know what? I want to push on either way. I played this game. This guy named Jacob. Game 1, he drew no monsters. I beat him down. Game 2, I did a pro mind control play on his Centipede, and I won from there. So it was not much of a game. So I won. We went back, and by the time we get back to the hotel, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I had like 3 hours of sleep. Woke up, came back the next day, and my round 8 was no show. So it's obvious like he's like so tired or anything. Round 9, I played against an agent. I won first one, and it was pretty cool. But game 2, he was slow playing me. He was honestly slow playing me. I mean, he took like when someone Venus, then look at his hand and look at the field. He go, shining ball. Then like took like 2 minutes again. He goes, another shining ball. But essentially, game 2, he slow rolled me, and we went to time, and I won game 1 pretty easily, and game 2 I would have won pretty easily, and but he slow rolled me, and he literally made just 3 gachi, and he just kind of went to time, and he won because he had more life points. So I got a round 9 tie. 10, game 10, I played against Scraps. And it was kind of weird because I'm not really used to playing Scraps. Like in this meta, the guy was playing Scraps in a way where Valor did not existed, Maxx C did not existed. Like game 1, he got me because I drew no monster, just beat me down. Game 2, he didn't even make a scrap golem. Game 2, he went for a scrap dragon. Game 2 went for a scrap golem play, which got Phoenix chained. And I go draw, and I went centipede sword, run it over, and then he drew instead of monster, and then I just destroy everything from that point on. He had nothing, and it was kind of weird seeing that. Game 3, he opened and he tried to go make a scrap dragon, and then I draw a Maxx C, draw 2 cards on MST first, then Dragonfly, Hornet, blew up the scrap dragon. He brings something else out, blow that one up, make an exceed, and I set a back row. He draws, he set 3 back rows, I go end phase Decree, and he lost from there. And after the game, he told me that, oh, I'm so surprised he signed Decree, and which made me feel kind of bad. And I'm like, well, dude, you're kind of sitting in like this like pretty good table here, and this is round 9 already. How can you not expect this? So it kind of showed me that he's not really a super serious player, but so whatever. Round 11, I played against this guy named Lee, so it's like Lee on Lee. It was pretty funny. Game 1, he's playing dinos too. Game 1, he drew bad. He drew like 2 vanilla, and I beat him up. Game 2, he drew bad again, and I summoned Thunder King, and I had Gozen match to back me up, and so I beat him again. Like I remember both games, he didn't even see one insector. She just got beat up by like random stuff. Yeah, game 1, I think I got beat up by like a monster reborn. One of his monsters just beat him down with it because he drew that bad, and I like out for days. So it's game 11. I'll play against my first wind up, and it was pretty amusing because before the game I talked to my friend Adam on the side, and then Adam was like, I was like, hey Adam, do you know this cat? And Adam's like, yeah, he goes to my locals. He's not that good, but he's really lucky, and people hate playing him because he's so damn lucky, and I hate players like that. I can't stand super duper sarcastic people because I can't catch up with these cats. So I'm like, alright, cool, whatever. I can't believe he's not that lucky. I mean, it can't be that bad. And I was wrong. Game 1, he rolled the wrong dice roll. And for all you wind-up players out there, I'll tell you this, and in your head, just kind of picture it, and you know how bad it is. It went draw, summon rats. I'm like, good. Then you go, review shark, special summon shark. I'm like, cool. Then you go, activate shark's level down. And I'm like, alright, so good so far. Then I went Valor, the shark, and I'm like, okay, you can summon another shark. You probably have no other outs in your hand. What else you got for me? He goes, instant fusion. Then he plays another instant fusion. I'm like, no, you only play 1 instant fusion once per turn. So instant fusion, he got a rank 3. Then he exceeds into like a Zen Mines, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I drew, and my hand was just disgusting. I drew like Dark Arm, like double MST, and just a bunch of stuff that doesn't do anything. And I drew like a late Valor, and basically just beat me down with like a shark and something. So it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Game 2 was pretty funny. Game 2, I basically went and I go centipede. He went summon shark. I'm like, okay, so far so good. Then he go instant fusion, and I'm like, okay, cool, Maxx C. And then he made exceed. And I drew from the instant fusion. He made exceed. I flip warning, and I'm like, alright, good. So far so good. I'm like at a slight advantage. You know, he can't sack me that hard this game. So at that point on, I basically just kind of like, you know, beat him down for centipede, and then he goes, okay, cool. Then eventually just go draw. Then he went Cyber Dragon, Thunder King. Then he killed it. Then he go Monster Reborn my Shark in the Grave. Then he make a Tears, and then he go. I drew Monster Reborn and Cyber Dragon, run over the Thunder King, normal summon Veiler, and I exceeded into a Brio. Like I literally took the Brio, the Cyber Dragon, and stacked on top of the Veiler, and I put Brio on top of it, and he sat like that for at least 2 turns before I realized that I exceeded into a Brio. Then I bounced the Tears back. I attacked. He had no outs. I set Warning. I set Chain, and it was game over there. Game 3, it was really weird. Game 3, he went draw. He set 1. End. I go draw, and I go alert, and I got a heavy storm. I set 2, and they go draw. Then he went factory, shark, and I'm warning the shark. Then he goes, oh, okay, set 1 more, end. And I'm like draw. Then I go, okay, probably have like Starlight Grow on something. So I go roll decree. No response. And I go heavy storm, and I wiped everything he had. And he said another warning for something. So he said 2 warning and 3 factory. I don't know why. So then I go, okay, cool. Then I went in Sector OTK loop, and I beat him down with it. And he was really salty at the end. Like he wouldn't even shake my hand. He was so salty. So that was my matches. Into some cards that I thought was amazing. In sectors, you have to run 2 of these. Forbidden Lance. Forbidden Lance did so much work for me. Essentially what it is, it kind of wraps around the effects of heroes. So you summon this, and then they can do all kind of crazy stuff to you. They can go Phoenix Chain, they can do all this. You drop this thing, you protect your monster that go. If they don't have a Veiler, you just can go off on them. So Forbidden Lance is something that was amazing. What is not amazing was this right here, Maxx C. Maxx C didn't do much this weekend. A lot of people think Maxx C is great. Maxx C is only great against windups, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty dead against dinos. It's pretty dead against heroes, Dark World. So Maxx C was not as cool as I wanted it to be. If I have a choice right now, if like I knew what I know right now, I'll definitely take out a Maxx C and replace it with 1 DD Crow. Because DD Crow would have done so much more work against like my just rogue deck matchups. Like, even if you want ballsier, you can actually just main deck a decree, straight up main deck decree in sectors, because that would never hurt. But that's pretty much it. Like that Maxx C is not as awesome as I want it to be, and I got a feeling that Maxx C as of right now will go down a little bit until the new dragon stuff come out, where Maxx C is gonna be once again amazing. So that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave comments, questions below, and I'll talk to you guys later.